Women are naturally sexually passive with a lover. Imagine a woman who is more like a man. She approaches sex already aroused and she is turned on by stimulating a lover. She caresses and kisses her lover's body from head to toe. She homes in on his penis and gives him fantastic oral sex. Where would the human race be now if women behaved like this? Most men would ejaculate before they ever got to intercourse. Men assume it is their role to provide a woman with the orgasm she cannot give herself. Yet this is fallacious thinking because orgasm occurs as a result of stimulating the tumescence caused by our own mental arousal. Men are proactive because they are sexually aroused. If a woman was aroused with a lover, she would be motivated to obtain her own stimulation. Women's sexual passivity, which results from their lack of arousal, allows a man to assert his own sexual needs. Intercourse provides for male release and optimizes reproduction but has nothing to do with achieving female orgasm. Initially a man may offer pleasuring other than intercourse, but over time men focus increasingly on intercourse because women do not respond positively to other pleasuring. Women reject manual stimulation of the clitoris, which is too sensitive. Many women are disgusted by the idea of cunnilingus. Even if she does allow her lover to stimulate her clitoris with his tongue, a woman feels almost no sensation and little pleasure. Women's lack of responsiveness ensures that sexual activity focuses on intercourse. Given women's lack of arousal, a woman has no sexual agenda on approaching sexual activity with a lover. Whatever stimulation the man provides, a woman has little interest in knowing the explicit details. A woman closes her eyes and lets a man explore her body to the extent she feels is proper. Women simply accept or reject the stimulation men offer. Men's sex drive provides a much greater motivation, in the short term, for initiating intimate interaction with others. Men accept failed attempts as a natural aspect of being male. If a man doesn't want sex with her, it is difficult for a woman to persuade him. A woman learns that if a man doesn't find her attractive, then there is little point in her approaching him. Women rarely dictate sexual activity with a man. Even prostitutes provide what a client asks for. Some women may initially explore a lover's body to give pleasure. But over the longer term, women lack the motivation to be sexually proactive because they are not aroused. A woman naturally assumes a support role of accepting the pleasuring a man offers based on the arousal he enjoys from exploring her body. The easiest role for a woman is to cooperate with intercourse just as long as a man needs to ejaculate. A woman is naturally in the position of something sexual, especially penetration, being done to her. A woman cannot penetrate or impregnate a lover. She can only be penetrated and impregnated by a man. In the early days, novelty means a man's arousal automatic so a woman can enjoy being the object of his desire without needing to contribute much. She can feel pampered rather than needing to act the concubine who is focused on assisting with male arousal. This also explains why rape fantasies are popular with women. It's important here to distinguish between the reality of rape, a brutal act, and the fantasy of being taken by a man, an act of submission. What is the anatomy involved in female orgasm? What erotic turn-ons does a woman need for orgasm? These are basic questions that confuse most heterosexuals. Most men appreciate that their partners do not masturbate. Some men say their partners use a vibrator, but they are unaware of the research conclusion that most sexual activity women engage in does not end in orgasm. Even though men initiate intercourse, it is also assumed that women orgasm from intercourse because this is the only sexual activity that women engage in. Heterosexuals assume the vagina is the female sex organ because typically it is the only female anatomy that is ever stimulated. The conclusion that women do not orgasm never seems to occur to anyone. There are many slang terms for intercourse, which are sexually explicit. The activity is called fucking. The verb to fuck is commonly used because it reflects so succinctly the male urge to thrust into a vagina until ejaculation. Banging and humping tend to offend women because they emphasize women's passive role as objects to be penetrated. Shagging can be used as a more mutual term and implies that a woman may be participating more proactively by assisting with penile stimulation. The vast majority of women though prefer the term lovemaking, which men also use in the presence of women, knowing that it is a less explicit way of referring to copulation. We say that a man makes love to a woman. We do not say that a woman makes love to a man. Foremost, men's acute arousal on approaching sex means that they are focused foremost on penile stimulation. Lovemaking implies non-genital activities such as love talk, caressing, stroking, kissing and massaging of breasts, buttocks and other non-genital areas. Lovemaking is an activity that a man uses especially with an inexperienced woman or in the beginning of a relationship as a lead into intercourse. A man does not make love to a prostitute because her consent has already been agreed.